All right, and here he is. I think my favorite figure from this new wave of Generations Deluxe's Waspinator. He's very, very cool. Like you see, you can already tell. Let me see if I can get the camera down low enough here. He's fully capable of supporting himself up off the ground. And his old version could do that a little bit, but he was a little bit more fiddly and got loose over time and hard to do so. His legs are actually quite well set in there and not super loose, and it doesn't look like they're going to get a lot worse over time. Hopefully that stays the case. But fully capable of standing up as a wasp. He does look, body shape-wise, a little bit more like a fly. He's not quite as elongated as a wasp usually is, but we'll see back here in the tail area. But still a nice little insect transformer. He does come with, again, his own special comic in the package. In this case, it's Robots in Disguise number 19, which features him, Waspinator's adventures along with others on Gorlam Prime, which, if you've been reading Dark Cybertron, you know what he did there and how important that was to Shockwave's plans for Dark Cybertron. So yeah, real quick, here's a quick comparison of him with his old Beast Wars self. A little smaller overall, but a lot more streamlined without the giant legs back here that function. I meant to bring an animated Waspinator as well, and I just totally forgot. This is actually the 10th anniversary version of the mold, not the original Waspinator, but it's the same mold, just the paint apps are different on this one. So yeah, but you get an idea of how he stacks up to the old school one. Also, if you just want to have some fun, here he is with his Legends little Target Master partner that came with Starscream. Again, excuse me, I'm getting over a nasty cold. So yeah, he's really nice. He does have, like I said, he bulks up a little bit under here. Like if you look at him from the front, he's a little squarish, just because his legs actually fold up under his body this time. But it really doesn't look too bad. He just looks like a nice bulky insect. You can kind of see his head under there, but a minor issue. He does have a little wing gimmick that you can make his wings flap. Now, really, they should probably flap more up and down, but that's how they did it. And Niblet was actually running around with him, making his wings flap and talking like Michelangelo on Ninja Turtles when he was the fly. She was going around like, "I love you, Daddy, buzz, buzz. I'm a wasp, buzz, buzz." She was doing all that, which was kind of adorable. So yeah, there he is in his wasp mode. Well, there's some neat things in his transformation that I like. When you pull off his stinger, again, to form his gun, much like his older toy, except instead of having a launching missile, this time you could have him hold it like a short pistol like this, just barely he can grab it, but you're intended to flip the stinger out to give him his rifle. And it reminisces, it's reminiscent of the Stinger missiles that came with the original. They don't launch, but it's a neat little pistol. Go ahead and set that off to the side. Now you see the arms kind of fold up here. They tab in right here and right here in the legs. So you'll know when you've got the legs in the right position when you're transforming him, because this tab should go in here and this tab should go in here. And then these rotate around however you want to support him. So go ahead and untab those. And then you untab the feet from underneath here. There's the slot right there on his toe, and it tabs in right up here under his head. The instructions aren't super clear on where it tabs in, but there's a tab here on either side of his, up inside here. There you can see it. There's a tab and there's a tab. And you bring the legs down. Now this whole, the first time you transform him, the first couple of times you transform him, this piece does actually rotate. It comes packaged in robot mode back like this, and the first couple of times you move this, it almost feels like this is not intended to move any further, but it does. You have to kind of push it over that hump and get it in position, because otherwise the legs won't go anywhere near where they should for everything to tab together. So just push it back this way. And like I said, here's a neat little homage to even the older toy. He also transformed his abdomen in a very similar way, where this rotates around and then tabs it up to here, and then the leg comes down. And you can even kind of see the old insect leg designs coming up in this, which is really neat. Flip the toes forward, flip the heels all the way back. Like that. And then you take... Be very careful with these. Like I said, these are very sturdy. But they are in there kind of tight. So the first couple times I did this, I was worried it was stuck. Go very slow. Apply a firm but gentle pressure as you twist them. Just make sure they aren't wedged in there somehow. Mine are okay, but the first couple of times it's almost going to feel like there's enough resistance that instead of actually rotating the piece, you're going to shear it off. So until you get a feel for what it should feel like, get an idea of how it should feel like, go slow on that the first time. Just make sure that it's not actually wedged in there, because it's going to feel like you're pushing it and you're actually twisting the piece instead of rotating it, but you're not. I still, it's tight enough that I still am worried that I'm going to snap that off. And then you flip the hands down like this. Let's go ahead and get up here to the upper body. And then you actually take, once the arms are rotated out like this, you push the shoulders together. You can see that, push the tabs in, and you want to, and that exposes the little inner chest piece and splits the insect head. You push them in like that. And then you bring the whole this little assembly down, push this back up into here, the upper green piece, and there's a peg under here that's going to peg in right under here. And there's his chest in place, and then you just position his arms and fold his insect arms up. Right around, oh, look at that. Fold his insect arms up, rotate his hand, and then bring his wings down. And again, you can still use the flapping wing gimmick here in robot mode, where it's a little bit more in the right vein to work for him, to make him fly. Otherwise, you can just kind of position him down to his sides like a cape. Rotated his crotch rotated. And there he is. He's got some really neat light piping on his eyes. He does have his multifaceted eyes. Let's see if we can get up here on his face and get a good look. It doesn't look like it's light piping, but there's a neat little translucent kind of glow to his robot mode eyes. And you can see the detail there sculpted into him. It's a really beautiful head sculpt on him. Really, really nice Waspinator head sculpt there. So yeah, posability is really nice. Again, like a lot of the Beast Wars figures, he's a lot better than I think the Cheetor and the Dinobot they did recently, and I'm looking forward to the Rhinox to see how he turns out. He should be out next week. So, yeah, so you've got your ball joints on the wings, which are really just there for customization. They don't really pose the figure well. He's got hinge knees. He's got hinge feet. There's no ankle tilt. Ball joint hips, and then a swivel there at the thigh. No waist swivel on him due to the transformation. But he's got ball joint shoulders, ball joint elbows. He does have a wrist swivel. And then his head's on a ball joint. He can look up. He can't really look down so much just due to his chin. But he can look up and around. Yeah, what's going on around the Waspinator? So yeah. And then you can hold his pistol. If you really want to have some fun, you can even give him his little Target Master pistol version of himself. Turn little Waspinator into a gun, and he can hold that as well. Just to be silly. And then a quick comparison here with his old school self. Roughly the same height, but just way better looking. I mean, even the 10th anniversary one I thought was a huge step up in making that figure look like the show, mostly just due to the paint. But making that mutant head look more like his show self. Painting all of making him look good. But this is just a really nice Waspinator. I think it is my favorite. It's definitely my favorite of this current wave. And I think I like it even more than Animated Waspinator. It's a very nice figure, and I'm really happy to have it. So it definitely wanted to get out of the set. But there you go. There is Generations Deluxe Waspinator.